Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna make homemade almond cookies made from the almond pulp left over from the almond milk that we made in my previous video. If you didn't watch the part 1 of this video for making the almond milk, please go back and check it out that video first. Make sure you save the almond pulp to make these delicious cookies today. So let's get started. For these cookies, here are the ingredients that you're gonna need. For the almond pulp, as you can see, it's very dry and good in consistency. You can keep that in the fridge for a few days and you can make delicious recipes. As always, I will list the ingredients and measurement in the description below. And here you will need some almond pulp, of course. Also, you will need some melted coconut oil. And for this recipe, I'm using the brand from Costco, Kirkland Organic Virgin Coconut Oil. You will also need a natural sweetener. And for this one, I'm using the whole earth, the plant-based sugar alternative, erythritol and monk fruit. We will also need some vanilla extract and some almond butter. For this almond butter, I'm using the Kirkland Creamy Almond Butter. And I love this almond butter because it has no sugar. We also gonna need some oats. And for these oats here, I'm using one of my favorite brands, 1 Degree Organic Foods. Is all ingredients from farmers we know, gluten-free, sprouted raw oats. And then we're gonna need some baking powder, and this one I'm using the Trader Joe's baking powder. And next we're gonna need some chocolate chips, and my favorite one is from Trader Joe's, the organic completely cacao chips. I love cinnamon on my cookies, so this is optional, and I'm using this organic ground cinnamon from Trader Joe's. You're gonna need some pink salt and a little bit of almond milk that we made it before. So that's all the ingredients that we need to make our cookie. Let's get started. So you will need a glass container like this so we can mix all the ingredients in a spatula. So I will start adding our melted coconut oil. And next, let's add our sugar alternative. And now the vanilla extract. And now the almond butter. Mix the coconut oil, the almond butter, and the sugar substitute very well until all the ingredients are combined. Next, add the almond pulp. As you can see, the consistency of the almond pulp is very similar to the almond flour or oat flour, so it's perfect to make cookies. Now let's add our pink salt. Again, the cinnamon is optional. I love cinnamon, so I want to add a little bit here to my cookies. Now I will add the oats. Don't want your dough to get too dry or too wet, so you slowly start adding a little bit of almond milk just to make sure that it's in the right consistency. Now let's add our organic dark chocolate chips. And last but not least, our baking powder. Keep mixing until all the ingredients are incorporated and you cannot see the baking powder. And if you notice the dough is a little bit dry, you can add a little bit of milk, but not too much. You also don't want your dough to be too wet. And there you have it, our homemade cookie dough. So now we're gonna need a baking sheet just like this one. I will leave the measurements in the description below, and I covered with parchment paper so we can place our cookies without sticking to the baking sheet. So let's start now making our cookies. And they are ready to go to the oven. You can place the cookies in the oven 350 degrees for 20 minutes or until they're golden. And the cookies are ready. So when you see that the cookies are brown around the edges and a little bit firmer on the bottom, you will know they're done. Look at these guys. As the cookies just came out of the oven, it's time to place them on a cooling rack. My house smells amazing. I love making these cookies every time that I make my almond milk. So if you make your almond milk at home and you save your pulp, you gotta try this recipe and make these cookies. You will love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so we can stay connected. See you on my next video.